He came out to the public and start talking nonsense. You understand what I'm saying? Yoruba'S and Igbos have been living over the years in peace. Igbo has never been fighting Yoruba'S since inception of Lagos State in 1967.
Okay, and a Twitter page called Lagos Peda has come and said that all Igbos must leave Lagos from August 20th to 30th. That they don't want to see any Igbo. That even the Igbos in the that is the Yoruba'S in the southeast should come to the west back, to come to Lagos back. That from anything from 20th to 30th, that every Igbos should relocate their businesses to Lagos. Is this not a tribalistic statement from such page or person?
I heard Akere, if there's a possible or available cup of coffee or tea, you should have given it to me, because this is a very, very sweet question. I should tell the whole world what is going on about. See, that accusation, if you ask me, the man that tweeted or said such on TikTok is a dreamer. Yes, Twitter. He was drinking. He was busy drinking, marrying over the protest that is about to take place there. Yeah. And because he was dreaming about money, he will catch out the money that Tinubu will give him. Now, alcohol overwhelmed him. He could not be sober enough to know what he will sell to make his own content, to create his content on social media. He came out to the public and start talking nonsense. You understand what I'm saying? Yoruba'S and Igbos have been living over the years in peace. Igbo has never been fighting Yoruba'S since inception of Lagos State in 1967. Yoruba'S have been our friendly, good, amiable guests, hosts in Lagos State. We are together with Yoruba, year in, year out. We've not been fighting ourselves. So that guy should have made his name known. Tell him, we are telling him on social media that he is a wave, a loafer, and a scapegoat. Yes, black sheep of his family. He should be tracked down, apprehended by the security operatives. They are looking for him now. Mr. Man, you that tweeted that Igbos should go, that Yoruba are after Igbos, you say so in the motor park where you are taking your kaikai, you are a drunkard. And we are looking for you right now. If care is not taken, DSS is getting closer to apprehend you. Run, you're on the road, because the light you have ignited on the mountain has developed into fully matured inferno. It has engulfed the mountain. That's why there should be a fire on the mountain and everybody is running helter-skelter. But for you, run ahead of everybody, because if you get caught, you will end up incarcerated. You are trying to orchestrate pogrom, war, as a result of ignorance. You being an ignoramus, could not know how to speak or talk to the public, to create content on social media. You are igniting war, fully escalated war across Southwest. Let me tell you, Yoruba and the Igbo brothers are living together. It is your like the bad eggs that are protesting, destroying government facilities. Can you just give me assurance that you are not among the people that are destroying government properties in Abuja? Wherever you are or you may be, security operatives are coming after you. Because you are what? An ignoramus. You talk anyhow. You are poorly educated. You don't know what you went to do. If at all you attended university. You went there, you went to the library, you pick somebody's work, you write and said you've written your semester exam. Now lie, you stole it from library. Look at what come out from your mouth. It shows that you are a poorly educated Yoruba man. You did not read. You just go there, waste time. The like of your president. You just come out with university certificate. I attended UI. I attended LASU. If care is not taken, he's claiming Unilag, Akoka. Akoka would not have this kind of material, poor material. This one not be material, we go school. He dey talk anyhow.
It can cause war. It can cause.
No, it has caused war already now. It don't cause war, but police, our gallant officers, as a result of their gallantry, they are tracking him down. He should be brought to the court of law to tell the whole world what it means by that word. Whether Igbos and Yoruba'S have ever fought in the history of Nigeria. Young man or woman, wherever you are, police, DSS, they are coming after you.
You know, as the moment Nigeria be able to put themselves, the northern leaders and the southern leaders are able to put themselves and understand the need and the space that we are no longer interested in the space called Nigeria, then it is better for all of us, you know, to begin to understand the need.
Okay, good afternoon. Simon Ekpa has come out to blast Atiku for for supporting one Nigeria, and as regards Atiku coming out to say that Atiku replied Lagos Peda as regards Igbos leaving Lagos from 20th to 30th of August. But in reply now, Simon Ekpa has come out to blast Atiku for not coming out to speak up when Deborah was killed back then in the north, I think 2 years ago, and I must call him a coward or hypocrite. What can you say to this?
These are years of a reservation from the north, coming to play a kind of a game now where the reality of Biafra is staring everybody on the face all over the world now. So Atiku coming out to say, and the response coming from Simon Ekpa, what does that tell you? It tells you, that Igbos are beginning to have that consciousness, of their position in Africa, of their position in Nigeria, of their position politically and otherwise, and the need for them to continue to drive for independent state of Biafra, no matter how anybody will going to see it. But we need to understand that need for a communal arrangement where there will be a disintegration of Nigeria, because there's no how Biafra can be part of Nigeria, because on every struggle that we have been part of for all this while, it means that we are just busy, throwing away our destinies, throwing away our cultures, throwing away our principles, for other people who do not even appreciate it to feast on it, So I think in better essence of it, Igbos are pacesetters in this country. We produce the first military head of state. We produce the first president, talking about Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and these are the people who champion the independence of Nigeria, before what we are seeing today begin to actually play out. That's how they started in 1967 when the conspiracy theory started flowing. The Igbos, they started killing Igbos even before independence in the north in 1953. But unfortunately for the British colonial masters, they were not able to look at these three powerful tribes, and know what to do. But they were able to couple Nigeria together based on, the interest and the economic and commercial value is going to add to their own country. So Nigeria was created out of selfishness. Nigerian patriotic spirit we are seeing today is based on survival of corruption. So there's no major ethnic nation or religion or nationality that want to be part of a system that has crippled itself. Nigeria is being murdered today by Nigerians, and Biafrans are saying we can no longer be part of this, because what is existing in the north is not what is existing in the south, and you see, to tell you how funny, if not for the excessiveness of the Nigerian leaders, the leveraging on the crude oil factor from the south, and using it carelessly, so we wouldn't have been having this kind of. Nigeria would have been able to see prospects. All the nationalities in Nigeria would have been able to see prospects, and maybe if there is any difference, there should have been a cohesion and connection to that. So let me give you an example. America as a state today have 13 colonies. But when the British system, I think about 1776 or thereabout, when America got their independence, 13 colonies. And those 13 colonies have different cultures, different tradition that make up America. So each colony have their own culture and tradition. You understand? But they were able to come together after being led by George Washington and the rest of them who led the uprising against the British colonial regime as at that time because of taxation. They were massively taxed, So at the end, those 13 colonies were able to come together. Today we are having every colony operating on its own under a federating system arrangement. But in Nigeria here, you understand, you see the conspiracy, going on by not trying to, by seeing others especially the Biafrans, as a domineering factor, which has created a lot of deep jealousness, by the Yoruba'S and the Northerners, and that was why they came up and termed the Chukwumanzogu led a military coup as at that time as an Igbo coup, So to that extent, I think several attempts were made, but unfortunately, the media was able to, transfer that propaganda to the people, and that seems to grow over time and over time and over time and over time. But what I'm trying to tell you at this point in time is that the advancement and the republic nature of the Igbo has given them that pride to stand any throwback or any tantrum on their identity, or any backfire on their identity. So that has formed that the response that is being given to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar today, is not based on what Atiku is trying to achieve. It is based on the reality on ground. You cannot face fake reality. You can fake yourself, you can fake certificate, you can fake the identity, but the reality on ground, you cannot fake it. This is 104 years of Nigeria existence as a country. The Igbo man that has contributed 70% of structural, infrastructural, economic and commercial development of Nigeria, more than any other tribe, is being seen as not worthy to occupy the position of the presidency. And what does that tell you? In every consciousness of an Igbo man, it means that the time for sovereignty of the most populous black race in Africa. See, the struggle for Biafra is not about Biafra. The struggle of Biafra is awakening the consciousness of the black man, to take position of what is made of Africa, because we cannot continue to stand here and when people are advancing to the moon, exploiting, having dominion over there, because of these people, they seem to have taken us back. So someone is responding to that, that there's no need of this camouflage. We don't need this cosmetic approach for now. What we need at this point in time is to advance our own concept. And you can see it, the entire Biafran land is gradually withdrawing their patriotic nature, to Nigeria. And Nigeria beginning to observe it, that the withdrawal of Igbo might definitely turn the rest of the nationalities into Babylon. So that is the game at this point, and that is what Tamonepa is trying to reply to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. But on a secular knowledge, on a normal secular ground, where things are being seen to be justice, there's fair play, there's under, and there's cohesion, not this type of marginalization. It conspired, deliberately, that to an extent, a certain Hausa man came out talking about the national chairman of the APC, came out and told the whole world now that Igbos are deliberately marginalized. You can see that kind of something. So what I want to tell Alhaji Atiku Abubakar about, because these are people who are a bit liberal, who are not extremists. And when you talk about political figures of respect in the north, you understand, and coming out, to take a position and alert the whole world, of an unfortunate silence of the Yoruba leaders against Igbo threats in Lagos, considering the fact that 70% of investment and contribution is being credited to this raise we are talking about today. So I think I have made it very clearly, and Obi has added his voice to that, and I thank God that the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Sanwo-Olu, came out, and added the voice and called for, restriction, because because they might be looking at it that the humble looking of a lion does mean that the lion is weak, but unfortunately, even a dead lion, a lion that is looking, when you look at how it looks so humble, but you don't know the humility in it can be turned to beast at the end of the day. They should not unearth the Igbo beast in them, because they will regret it. You understand? Igbos has advanced more than any race in Nigeria, as I'm talking to you now. So I think it's high time nobody is going to chicken out in this context at the end of the day. But I want to commend Atiku Abubakar, no matter how you look at it, for coming out, to even let the whole world know that, that this thing, if it continues, of course, we know how where it's going to end at the end of the day, but I'm telling you that Igbos at the end of the day is going to have an advanced upper hand at the end of the day. You see, that was what led to Hitler trying to kill the Jews as at that time in Europe, because you cannot trace any crime being committed by the Jews as at that time, But you can see that one day Hitler wake up in the morning and started accusing Jews in Europe of extraordinary dominion. Innovations, science, and everything. The Jews were just everywhere, and they believe that their species, the kind of white, they enjoy is higher or different from other whites, and that was what led to Second World War. At the end of the day, 6 million Jews were massacred in a gas chamber. Today, Israel in 1948, became a nation, and they said never ever again will anybody, be you who, on this earth can point an or a hand on Israel and go scot-free. What is happening today? The entire Hamas hierarchy in Lebanon, in Iraq, if I can give you names of those people, has been murdered by Israel today for threatening the Israel sovereignty. Nobody, I'm telling you. Instead, it's better that this world go down. So what I'm trying to say in essence is this, I think that to an extent, the Igbos have endured. And that endurance and the sympathy that is coming from the international community means that that was what gave Obi, that sympathy was what gave Obi that political leverage to be able to hit up to 7 million voters, electors, from the last presidential election at the end of the day. So, Simon Ekpa is in order, and Atiku Abubakar also is in order.
So, do you think that Igbos they dodge a bullet by not participating in this protest? The Igbos, do you think they dodge a bullet? Because if they are participated and the protest escalated, do you not think they would have put it on them that they are the one, wanting this protest at all cost?
I don't know the advanced theory of philosophy to understand the Nigerian factor politically. That's the fact. I have come to understand that Nigeria as a nation has a factor. And the Igbos, it took them time to study the Nigerian factor and be able to come up with their own philosophy, on how to, deal with Nigeria. And that philosophy and concept was initiated as a consciousness by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, because before everybody begin to enjoy the renewed awakening that is spreading all over Africa today. Today, as I'm talking to you, countries like Burkina Faso, Zambia, Mali, they are all making references to Nnamdi Kanu, a reawakening of the Igbo, of the black man consciousness. I don't want to even talk about the Biafras themselves in that context. But what I'm saying is that it has come to that point, where we have understand it very clearly that at every point, Nigeria is in need of leadership. There is this deliberate gang up, decided threat, to make sure that Nigeria continue to crawl. And Igbos are not, they illuminate. They don't want to be part of, this kind of nature. Igbos are Republicans. They are too adventurous to be in darkness, and that's what Nigeria represents. And Nigeria as a nation represents darkness, and the darkness online, I don't think they have any kind of grand arrangement, and that's why you can see, they are always working at parallel lines at any point, at any time, irrespective of the concept that is on ground. The issue is this: as we advance in the context of trying to define our identity, not even talking about the black man, our identity as who we are, given to us by God, not by man, not even by Nigeria, not even by Odlogo Duku, not even by Paul Opiugo, not even by Nnamdi Kanu. This is a destiny that is connected to the kingdom that has been ordained by God, that the fourth kingdom will arise from a black kingdom, from a black continent, and the rise of that prince as a kingdom, as a nation that will advance the culture of spiritism and divinity is where we are today. I'm talking about the rise of Africa.